What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, Aphiwe.Zunguu Instagram. If you are indeed a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning back into the channel. I don't want to waste you guys' time, so I'm just gonna break down Bitcoin because I was indeed looking for Bitcoin buys, but Bitcoin kind of just hit my stop loss. And it seems like it's actually moving towards the upside again, so I want to see what's actually happening. But before I delete everything here, let me just take a picture of it, because there is indeed a before and after me analyzing stuff like that. So as you guys all know, when we analyze, we start on the bigger scale and we go down to smaller and smaller time frames, right? So coming into the daily time frame, what we can see indeed is that Bitcoin was buying towards the upside, and we had a bit of a sideways trend right here, as y'all can see. The market was consolidating, and then from there we shot towards the downside, and I would say we're currently in a small consolidation. So what we are supposed to do is to mark out what we are seeing in the market, right? So what we can see is we have a low right there. Let's change the color to black. Now I'm just gonna mark out my sensitive areas. So if you're new to the channel, I would suggest you to watch my previous videos before watching this video. But I'll just briefly explain. I'm basically looking for areas with 3 or more touches. As you can see right here, it was a touch right here, so that's one. We had a touch right there, it came and then it turned, so that's the second touch. Also here, 3 touches. So we're basically looking for areas with 3 or more touches. So this area right here is indeed confirmed because it has more than 3 touches. So what we can do is identify more and more turning points in the market that we can see. Right, the one that I can see is right here. So instead of just marking, for example, instead of just marking this right here, because there is like touches in between, also touch here, touch here, touch here. Instead of just marking that area and marking this area too, I would just mark the overall area, like this area right here, because I know it can break here and buy, but once it fails to break over here, the market is indeed going to sell. So it's pointless, because as you can see, it broke indeed here, but once it failed here, it sold towards the downside. So yeah, but anyway, let's just keep on marking and identifying significant areas in the market. Right here, there's like probably like 2 touches. So some of y'all will be asking yourselves, why am I marking out areas with 2 touches? Because I said I want areas with 3 touches. The reason why I'm marking this area, because this is a high. So once the market breaks out of here, I will know for sure that we broke a high that we were currently respecting. So yeah, I just wanna mark out those areas like that. So yeah, we did indeed see that we were buying towards the upside, but now currently we're selling. So we have to identify the trend that we're currently playing in, since the market is going towards the downside. So the trend that I can identify is that we have a bullish trend towards the downside. And how did I identify that we have a bullish trend towards the downside? Is these lower highs right here, lower highs, because this lower high right here is lower than this one. So it is indeed a lower high, same as this one, same as that one. So yeah, that's how the market is currently moving. And if I can just clone this and make the twin sister, we can come up with something like this. Right, but I don't want to cut the body, as you can see right here. It does indeed cut the body, so I'll just bring it more down to probably where it doesn't cut the body. So it's also crucial to alternate between your line chart and your candlesticks. So you can see that we currently were playing inside a bearish trend, but now currently we're broken outside. So that means that buyers are indeed in favor, because we are moving towards the downside in this bearish trend, confirming that indeed sellers were strong. As you can see, we had short buys, but sellers were very, very strong. So since we've broken outside, we can see that buyers are in favor, but we can see that we have a resistance area right here. Very safe area to take our buyers is right here. Once the market has broken outside of this resistant area, that's the most safest area to take your buys. So once the market breaks out of here, we are fully confirmed that Bitcoin is indeed buying towards the upside, right? So let's move down to a 4-hour time frame to see what's actually happening. So moving down to a 4-hour time frame, we can see that the market is indeed cutting my body. So I have to adjust my setup to my liking, so that I know that the market isn't cutting anybody, the market is respecting structure and all of that, right? So being in a 4-hour time frame, we basically want to do the same thing that we did in the daily, but this time around we will use a different color. Instead of using black, we're going to use green. So we're basically looking for the same thing. We're looking for areas of sensitivity, areas with 3 or more touches, right? So that we know where our turning points are in the market. You need this, you need that, you know. It makes me like want to shoot more content. So don't stop, guys. Whoever keeps on sending me messages like that, that shit is dope as hell, no cap. But anyway, after we're done marking our sensitive areas, we have to identify the trend that we are currently playing in. So because we have identified that we indeed have a bearish trend, blah blah blah, but now currently we are outside. So we need to find the trend that we are currently playing in, right? So as you can see, currently I've identified with this low that the market made and higher low, etc. We have identified that we do indeed have a bullish trend towards the upside, and we are currently coming from support of our bullish trend line. That means that every time we come from support, we have to go to resistance, and from resistance to either uniform support or support of our trend line. The market is indeed coming from support, so we have to make our way to our resistance at the top here, right? So what we can also identify is that we do indeed have a resistance right here. I don't know if I'll be able to mark it because the 4-hour time frame is a very big time frame. But what I can identify is that we do indeed have our support and resistance areas. If I can just mark them out real quick, you can see right there we have a very sensitive support area, as well as we did indeed have a resistance right here. So it's not fully confirmed that the market is breaking, because as you can see currently with this weak rejection, it shows us that the market is indeed losing momentum into breaking. But I truly believe in the buying power of Bitcoin right now. So I truly believe that Bitcoin is still going to continue moving towards the upside. So we are indeed looking for more buys towards the upside, but our main question is, where are we going to take our buys? So we have to go down to a 1-hour time frame in order for us to take proper entries, right? So in terms of my strategy and how I do stuff, is that when I come into a 1-hour time frame, I want to look at previous market structure, how the market was moving previously before it started this buying movement, right? So in this instance, we can see from resistance what happened until the market is currently here, right? So bear with me, guys. I know it's too much information to take in, but rewind the video. You don't need to learn this thing in like 2 days. Come on, guys. You don't need to learn it in 2 days. Just give it some time. Give it months, even years. Even I'm like fucking 5 years into trading. So just give it some time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it, and don't compare yourself to others. Like just don't. But anyway, what happened was, you can see right there that we had a high. So let me change this color into purple so that I know that we are indeed breaking a significant error. So let's just say this error is a high. I mean, it is a high, but from there we had a low right there. Let me just mark the last low that the market made, which was this one, before the initial drop towards the downside. So I'm just going to mark that one out. So as you can see, we had a low right there, lower high, lower low. So let me mark that out, but we're not going to mark that one, we're going to mark the last one. We had a low right there, and how I can see that this is a lower low is because this low is lower than the previous one. So it has to be a lower low because it's going lower instead of going higher, it's going lower. So what we can see is that lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, or double top or triple top, whatever you call it. And then the market indeed sold to the downside and still indeed creating more lows. So we have to indeed mark our lows. As you can see, low right there, and then the market just kept on dropping towards the downside. So I'm just marking out every low that the market created. Since now the market is buying, the only way that's going to confirm that the market is indeed buying is once we have a breakage and retest of the previous low that we made. So that's how we're going to confirm that the market is selling. I mean, the market is buying. Because if it was selling, it was just going to print out the same thing it was doing. Break a low, come back retest, sell, come back retest, sell, come back retest, sell. It was just going to continue doing that. But since it's not doing that, that means that we are indeed changing structure. So yeah, as you can see, as I marked out pretty much almost everything, we can basically see that this structure right here is indeed a very sensitive support area. It's very sensitive, as well as our resistance area right there. So what we can establish is indeed the market is failing to go to the downside, since we were supposed to come back and retest there and then continue selling towards the downside, but we failed to, and instead we broke and brought towards the upside. So yeah, where we're going to take our entries, we're going to take our entries upon breakage and retest of this purple area right here. So once the market respects the structure, once the market, as you can see, it is indeed retesting, but failure to respect the structure will confirm that the market is indeed going to sell, so probably here or here. But I'm just waiting for this if I want to continue taking my buys towards the upside, right? So I'll need to have the market exhaust here, fail to go towards the downside, or maybe give us something like this, and then that will confirm our buys towards the upside. But also, being in a 1 hour time frame, I can also establish that we do have some sort of a bullish trend towards the upside. If I can just draw it for you so that we can all see, we do have a bullish trend towards the upside, right? We do have a bullish trend towards the upside, and that confirms also that we are indeed buying towards the upside, since we are in an overall bullish trend in the 4-hour time frame, but we have a bullish small trend inside the 1-hour time frame that confirms our bias. It confirms our bias direction to be correct. So yeah, you can adjust your trend line anyhow how you want it to be. It's really up to you how you want your stock to be. But anyway, I'm just waiting for this big retest for me to take my buys. But where would I put my stop loss if I do indeed take buys right here? So if let's say we take buys right here, okay. I mean, it is a dope area to take a buy, but since I can see that the market did indeed break this area and still failed to like retest, probably the most safest entry is an entry right here. You know, I mean, but I can take an entry right here, probably like one entry, but I could have been basically in drawdown currently, or just now starting to be in drawdown. So yeah, the very safest entry is an entry right here. Your stops, some people put stops right here, but I don't want to put a stop loss only in like the first area of like support or resistance or some shit. So what I want the market to do is to indeed like at least show me that you are not respecting my structure, not just, you know, spike down towards the downside and then like I'm out. I just want the market to prove me wrong, like show me that I'm wrong, so that I learn from my mistake. As you can see, if for instance we took a buy right here and then the market shot down, you could have probably thought, oh yeah, the market is selling, but the market still bought towards the upside, indeed creating a new high. Where I want to put my stop loss, I want to put it at an area whereby I would see that it's indeed invalidating the setup. So once it breaks this area, that will also show me that it's a less sensitive or a less, the market is not respecting my structure. It's simply that once the market breaks here, but it has a high possibility of the market just coming here, just bounce off and then buying towards the upside again. So I just want to stay on the safe side of things. And sometimes you just gotta let the market do its thing, man. As you can see right here, the market will do its thing. You just have to be on the safe side and take smart trades and etc. So yeah, but overall analysis checkup, starting from a daily time frame. If we can just zoom in, we can see that we had a bearish trend towards the downside, but currently we have indeed broken and retested out of it. So that means buyers are in our favor. So in the daily time frame, the daily is bullish. The 4-hour, if I can just bring this up a little bit so that we all can see. So in this time frame, in the 4-hour time frame, we have a bullish trend towards the upside, and we are currently coming from support of our trend line that confirms that we have to come back to our resistant trend line. So our overall TP is like somewhere around here, or if I just take a round psychological level, for I know these black areas are areas of sensitivity in the daily time frame. So I'll just target that area right there. But as y'all can see, we are in a bullish trend towards the upside that indeed confirms our buys that we are seeing in the daily time frame. So I'm just waiting for a breakout retest for me to take my buy. But going down to a 1-hour time frame, we can indeed see that we have a bullish small trend. Indeed, that's still moving towards the upside, and we can see that the market is indeed printing new highs. As you can see right here, we printed a higher low, which is higher than this low right here. So the market is indeed printing new highs towards the upside. So we want to continue moving with the market to keep on going up and up open up towards the upside. So yeah guys, that is my analysis for Bitcoin. I'm not really seeing too much. I'm just waiting for the market to do its thing, man. It's really up to the market what the market does. We don't chase it, we follow it. Yeah, and we don't need to trade every day, man. We take that trade whenever we see a trade opportunity. Take it, and yeah, we're all good. But this is my analysis. This is what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. I'm seeing buys on Bitcoin. You might expect to sell. That will probably go to support, maybe nearest support, and that nearest support is either this area right here, because we do have a lot of touches right here, probably that area, or this our bullish trend support, if not this overall support right here. So if the market fails to do that, I'm just expecting that, and then a buy towards the upside. So it's just simply that. As you can see guys, I didn't chase the market. I just saw how the market was moving and I tried to move with it. So yeah guys, don't go against the market. Always try to follow it by all means. Always. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Come back again, whatever. But also comment down below what type of page you want me to analyze. And let's just make 2026 our year. I believe it's my year. 2026 is my year. But it can also be your year too, if y'all just lock in with me. So yeah guys, I hope I didn't lose y'all in between the video. If I did, I'm sorry. But yeah guys, this is how I analyze and this is how I trade. I'll see you guys at the top, man. Yes sir.